Do you know that the United States of America does not have an official language? The United States of America, the US, they don't have an official language at the federal level. Well, that's not why I'm here. We are still on the book, What Britain Did to Nigeria. I told you that we are going to be doling out lessons I've gotten from this book so that even though you don't have a hard copy, you can be able to, consume all that it contains and have the full grasp of what this book talks about. Now, I've written down a few things from the introductory part of this book, and I'll be reading them to you. Okay? What Britain did to Nigeria. I have a very beautiful paragraph that I've written down here. It says, is Nigeria a copy and paste version of Britain? Is Nigeria a copy and paste version of Britain? That's one question Selim asked in this book. Then in this introductory part, he continued to say, this is a question that this book answers. When the country became independent in 1960, the British Empire shrank by more than 50%, and African independent population doubled. When Nigeria got independence in 1960, the British Empire shrank or reduced by 50%, and the African independent population doubled. That means a lot of countries in Africa gained their independence from 1960. So Nigeria was like an eye-opener to a lot of African countries. There's another paragraph. It says, if India was the jewel in the crown of the British Empire, Nigeria was heir apparent to the throne. Few years later, Nigeria became a country with the third largest English-speaking population in the world, with more English speakers and Christians than the country that exported the English language and Christianity to Nigeria. Maseolin is saying in this introductory part that after some time, Nigeria became the third English-speaking population in the world, with more English speakers and Christians than those that even exported to them. Another point to note, Nigeria is one of the few formerly colonized nations whose people view their country's colonial era as a golden age, seeing the colonial era as a better time than where we are right now is quite unfortunate. Just to put a cap on this assertion, a Nigerian man was asked, do you wish Britain had stayed? And this is his answer. Yes, it would have been better, and he would not mind if they come back again to Nigeria. Wow. There is another point to note in this book. This is just introductory part. Much of Nigeria's colonial history was written by British colonial and military officers. Those narratives gave the reader the impression that they are viewing Nigerians through the telescopic lens of a British rifle. They presented colonialism as a civilizing mission to rid Nigerians of barbaric superstitions and corrupt leadership, and to teach them good governance. In this point, those who are busy writing our history, who are not Nigerians, who are not even Africans, they said they came to teach us good governance and to remove superstitions from our day-to-day activities. Another point to note from the introductory part of this book is, this book is a chronological once and all account of how Britain conquered and governed Nigeria, and demonstrates that modern Nigerians' character and problems are not organic and did not arise in a vacuum. Britain made it what it is. Their influence, their signature on the present day mishaps in Nigeria cannot be written off. This book tackles the three questions, which includes, why did Britain came to Nigeria in the first place? Number two, what did Britain do to Nigeria? And number three, how did the indigenes resist the British presence? How did the indigenes, those living in Nigeria before British came, how did they react to British invasion? He continues to say that the diversity of Nigeria makes it impossible to include all events of historical significance. Therefore, this book is organized in 5 thematic areas. The author pointed out those who lived in this land were never called or regarded themselves as Nigeria before 1900. Those living in the present Nigeria never called or regarded themselves as Nigerians before 1900. It's a take home. I'll be stopping here for today. In the next video, still on this book, we'll start from chapter 1 to dole out to you lessons from this book, what Britain did to Nigeria. If you're a Nigerian and you are sure you're a Nigerian and you're a young person, I will advise you to continue watching this video on what Britain did to Nigeria. Like, don't miss any video, just follow it. In the next video, we're going to start from chapter 1 to look at the 5 thematic areas that this book is divided into. This is one book you're supposed to read as a young person in Nigeria to understand where we came from, what we were before they came, and what their invasion did to us, and what we became after they left. Do one thing. This book we are discussing, make sure that you're not the only one that is listening to me. Share this video to everybody you know who deserves to know about the contents of this book. So make sure you are sharing this video. So once I drop a video on the next episode, immediately you finish consuming it, share it. Share it. And if you need a hard copy, indicate in the comment section. We'll have a way to get it to you anywhere you are in the country and anywhere you are, even in Africa. Because Nigeria is a factor in the continent of Africa.